Welcome back to Maya Talks About Stuff because she hasn't found a better name for her channel yet. Today we're going to be talking about the Electoral College. Coming in dead last in terms of best party school, except for maybe University of Phoenix or something. Just a little background on the Electoral College. The Electoral College was founded in whenever the Constitution was, so 1789. Not 1989. And it basically said that states, this was back when they had like not a lot of states got to elect people to elect the president and the vice president. It also used to be the case, if you watched Hamilton, you would know this, whoever got the most votes was the president, and whoever got the second most votes was the vice president. Trump would be the president, and Hillary would be his vice president. You thought your mom and dad fought? That would be a nightmare. But honestly, might have handled this pandemic better. So each state has a set number of electors. For example, Wisconsin, we have 10. You know what else we have? 8 representatives in the House and 2 in the Senate. 8 plus 2 is 10. However many representatives your state has in Congress, the House plus the Senate, or the House plus 2, because the Senate, everybody has 2. That's how many electors you send to the Electoral College. And then the District of Columbia gets 3, just for funsies, because they're not a state, so they don't actually have any voting members in Congress. So if Donald Trump wins 49% of votes in all of Wisconsin, and Hillary wins 51%, or 50%, or whatever, because it's never exactly equal to 100, because some people vote for Harambe. Yeah, you thought I forgot. Nope. If Hillary wins the majority of votes in Wisconsin, she gets all 10 of our electors. Those go in her pocket. And then you just keep counting, and whoever gets to 271st wins! That applies to all states except for Maine and Nebraska, because they're special. 48 states in DC were like, winner takes all, fuck the losers. And then Maine and Nebraska was like, well, I mean, if somebody gets 40% of the votes and somebody else gets 60% of the votes, why don't we give 40% of the electors to that one and 6 stick? Like, what? Why do we have to do it? But everybody else was like, no, winner takes all. Cutthroat. And because of this winner takes all attitude, that's why you get situations like 2016, where Hillary won more votes, but Trump won the White House. I'm not over it. I'm still very bitter. Oh my God, I just realized that Texas kind of looks like a toilet. And New Mexico is like sitting on the toilet. That's hilarious. The population of the United States has tripled in the past 100 years. Instead of 1 representative for 30,000 people, as the population expanded, it'd be like, okay, well, I guess now it's 1 representative per 40,000 people. And now it's 750,000 people per representative. Wyoming has less than 600,000. So even though they make less than 1 out of 435th of the United States, they still get 1 out of 435 seats in the House of Representatives. But that just means that when you add up their House and Senate seats, they have 3. For less than 600,000 people, they have 3 electors for the Electoral College. Maine, which has more than twice as many people, they have 1.3 million people, they get 4. It's like I hear my mom doing laundry. I love you. I love you too. We're gonna do a little experiment, okay? This is Wisconsin and Pennsylvania and New York. Wisconsin has 10 electors. Pennsylvania has 20. And New York has 29. Now, let's say out of 15.6 million people in New York, 14 million voted for Hillary. I don't actually know if that's true. And then, of course, 1 million voted for Trump, and then 600,000 voted for Gary Johnson. Clearly, Hillary gets those 29 electors. Pennsylvania, of the 10.1 million, 4.5 vote for Hillary, right? And then again, 5 million vote for Trump, 0.6 vote for Gary Johnson or Jill or somebody else. Republicans win, so they get the next 20 electors. Now we get to Wisconsin. 2 million vote for Hillary, basically like all of Milwaukee and Madison and a little bit of Green Bay. 2.5 million vote for Trump. As you can see, the Republicans get those 10 votes too. When we tally it up, Wisconsin Republicans won, so they get 10. Pennsylvania Republicans won, so they get 20. And Democrats won in New York, so they get 29. So even though Democrats got more than twice as many votes, they can still end up with less electors in the Electoral College. They would lose even if they had twice as many people who voted for them. And that is the fatal flaw of the Electoral College. That's why Hillary lost. She got 3 million more votes, but the Electoral College, and this is just 3 individual states. Once you get 50 plus DC, it gets a lot more complicated, but this is just basically an example of how that can happen very easily. I hate the Electoral College. Anyway, since electors are delegated based on House and Senate, states with bigger population get proportionally less votes than states with smaller population. I mentioned before Wyoming, they should have like 0.7 of a House representative, but you can't have less than 1. So they have 1. But that means that 575,000 people get the same amount of say in who the president is as some place like South Dakota that has almost 900,000 people. So like, move to Wyoming because your vote counts more, but at the same time, I don't want to move to Wyoming. Basically, the Electoral College sucks. We should abolish it. The Electoral College was supposed to be protection for the United States of America. I hate the term Founding Fathers, but the Founding Fathers did not believe that the average American had the intelligence, knowledge, or good judgment to choose a good leader. And so, if the Electoral College doesn't stop Donald Trump from being the president, what the fuck is it for? That's all I'm saying.